In 2026, AI didn't just automate jobs. It quietly split the economy into two classes: people who own AI and everyone else. And the gap is growing faster than you think. Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, I talk about money, the economy, and what's actually happening beneath the headlines. And today, we are going in deep on something that I think is the most important economic shift of our lifetime. Not AI replacing workers. That's last year's conversation. I'm talking about something much bigger and much quieter. The AI economy isn't just changing how people work. It's deciding who gets to build wealth and who just survives. Stick with me through this entire video because the second half is where things get really uncomfortable. And honestly, it's where the real opportunity is hiding. Let me take you back, not that far back, just 20 years. In the old economy, here's how it worked. You got a skill. You went to school, learned a trade, got a degree, got certified in something. And that skill was your ticket. The better your skill, the higher your salary. The more you worked, the more you earned. Effort equaled income. Simple. Linear. A graphic designer with 10 years of experience earned more than a junior. A senior engineer out-earned a fresh grad. A doctor made more than a nurse. The system wasn't perfect, but it had a logic. And here's the critical word: labor. Your labor was the asset. You traded your time, your brain, your hands, and the market paid you for it. Now let me show you what's changed. In the AI economy, one engineer with access to the right AI tools can now do the work of 50, not because they're smarter, because they have leverage. And that word, leverage, is everything. When a hedge fund uses AI to process 1 million data points overnight, they're not hiring 1,000 analysts. One model does the work. The capital goes to the owners, not the workers. When a tech company releases an AI product that reaches 100 million users in 3 months, they didn't need 100 million employees to serve them. A handful of engineers, a server farm, and an algorithm. Here's the line that I want you to tattoo in your brain. AI doesn't reward effort. It rewards ownership. Read that again. That is the fundamental shift. That is what nobody is teaching in school. That is what most of the financial media is dancing around. The old economy paid you for what you did. The AI economy pays you for what you own. So who exactly are these two classes? Let's name them. Class 1, the AI owners. These are the tech founders who built platforms that now run on AI. The investors who poured capital into AI infrastructure before it became mainstream. The platform owners, the people who own the pipes through which digital value flows. The data owners, because in the AI economy, data is the new oil. And the automation deployers, small business owners, entrepreneurs, solo operators who figured out early how to build with AI instead of just use it. What do they all have in common? They scale infinitely. You don't need to hire more people as revenue grows. The system does the work. Every new customer costs almost nothing marginal. That's exponential leverage. Now, class 2, the AI-dependent workers. Notice I didn't say I replaced. I said AI-dependent because this is the sneaky part. These are employees who now use AI tools at work and think that makes them safe. These are freelancers competing in a global marketplace where their competition just got 100 times more productive. These are white-collar professionals, lawyers, marketers, analysts, writers whose work can now be generated in seconds by a tool that costs $20 a month. They're not being fired. They're being compressed. Let me give you a real example that hits close to home. A junior graphic designer in 2022 was competing against other junior designers in their city, maybe their region. They could differentiate on style, on relationships, on turnaround time. In 2026, that same designer is now competing against a senior designer who uses AI tools and can produce 10 times the output in the same 8 hours. The client doesn't care about effort. They care about the result. Or take a junior software developer fresh out of boot camp. In 2023, they could find entry-level work building basic features. Today, an experienced engineer with AI copilots does that work automatically, in between their actual thinking tasks. The junior role just evaporated. This isn't about being replaced by a robot. This is about being outcompeted by a human with exponentially better tools. And that distinction matters because it changes what you do about it. Here's what really concerns me, and I mean this. The loudest conversation about AI is about job loss. Headlines scream about layoffs at tech companies. Pundits debate whether AI will replace doctors or lawyers. Presidential candidates talk about protecting American workers. And all of that is true, but it's missing the bigger picture. The real crisis isn't unemployment. It's the hollowing out of the middle class. Think about it this way. Productivity in America has never been higher. AI-assisted workers, AI-powered companies, AI-driven logistics, output is up. Way up. But wages are flat. Or growing slower than the cost of a house, a car, a college education, a hospital bill. So where is all that productivity going? It's going to asset prices, stock prices, the value of the companies building AI, the valuation of the land and infrastructure and data these companies own. In other words, it's going to the owners. This is the silent consequence. AI doesn't eliminate jobs. It eliminates bargaining power. When your employer knows that an AI can do 80% of your job tomorrow, your ability to negotiate a raise disappears. Your leverage at work evaporates. You become grateful just to have the job at all. That's not hypothetical. That's what's happening right now across industries. Finance, marketing, media, legal services, customer support, healthcare administration. A middle manager, once overseeing 12 analysts, now manages 2 in a fleet of AI tools. The other 10 jobs are gone. Productivity, same or better. Headcount cost, slashed. Profits rise, workforce shrinks. Wealth concentrates at the top. The cruel irony, those left standing often work harder than before. Managing AI systems, catching errors, handling edge cases, they do more, but their share of value gets thinner. This isn't a technology problem, it's an ownership problem. Okay, the second half of this video gets real. I'm not telling you to just learn to use AI. That's common advice, but it's not enough. Learning AI makes you a better worker, not an owner. Here's how to position yourself in the AI economy. Write this down if you take notes. Step 1. Get off pure labor dependency. If income depends on hours traded, you're most vulnerable. Not quit your job, but think about income not requiring you to show up. That mindset shift alone puts you ahead of most people. Step 2. Move toward the ownership layer. This doesn't mean you need to be a billionaire or found a startup. Ownership in the AI economy looks like building a digital product, even a small one. It looks like creating content that earned without you being present. It looks like owning equity in companies building with AI, index funds, ETFs, individual stocks. Small moves toward ownership compound over time. Step 3. Build leverage, not labor dependence. The question isn't how many hours can I work? The question is how many people or systems can I serve at the same time? A course you record once and sell 1,000 times. A newsletter with 10,000 readers. A software tool that solves a specific problem. These are leverage. This is how you start moving from worker to owner, even in a small way. Step 4. Equity over salary, wherever possible. If you're in a position to negotiate equity, take it. Especially at AI companies, early stage places where you believe in the upside. Salary is a wage. Equity is ownership. Over time, that difference becomes a canyon. Step 5. Think in digital assets, not hourly income. A YouTube channel is a digital asset. A newsletter is a digital asset. An online course is a digital asset. A portfolio of investments is a digital asset. Start treating your financial life less like a paycheck and more like a portfolio. That mental reframe is more valuable than any single investment tip. I want to zoom out for a second. Every major economic revolution in history created winners and losers. The Industrial Revolution concentrated wealth in factory owners. The internet concentrated wealth in platform owners. And right now, AI is concentrating wealth in the hands of AI owners. That's not a conspiracy. That's a pattern. And The scary thing about patterns is that by the time most people recognize them, the window to get in early has already closed. But here's what I want to leave you with. The divide in the AI economy isn't going to be between the smart and the not smart. It's not going to be between the educated and the uneducated. A Harvard degree doesn't protect you if your skills are commoditized. It's not going to be between the hardworking and the lazy. The AI-dependent worker might grind 70 hours a week and still fall behind someone who built one small digital asset years ago. The divide is going to come down to one thing. The future won't be divided by education. It will be divided by access to eye leverage. Do you own something that works while you sleep? Do you have skin in the upside of the AI economy? Or are you still trading time for money and hoping the market keeps paying for your time? That's the question. And the good news is it's not too late to ask it, but the window is not infinite. If this video made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell me, which class do you think you're currently in and where do you want to be? I'll see you in the next one.